Hello and welcome to this third video in our series celebrating Code Week, where we'll be showing you how to get up and running with the Swift programming language using Apple's fantastic Swift Playgrounds app. Swift Playgrounds is aimed at students in Year 7 and up and is backed by Apple's range of Everyone Can Code ebooks available from the bookstore. So here I am inside Swift Playgrounds, and you can see that I've downloaded 3 playgrounds to explore the Swift programming language. And just at the bottom of the screen, you can see that there are, if I tap See All, lots and lots of different playgrounds that I can actually download to explore this app. And that includes the ability to control physical systems like Lego Mindstorms and Sphero. So it really is a natural progression on from Tinker. Just go back to my playgrounds and I'm going to go into Learn to Code number 1. And the first thing I see is a little introduction here. I only see this if I'm at the very beginning of this playground. And I can just scroll through these 8 pages very quickly. What I like about this is it's giving some context to what we're about to do. It talks about following instructions. It talks about the need for code to be accurate. And it even gives me a couple of little examples of the code that I'm going to be using. Introduces me to my little character. He's called Byte. And I'm going to be controlling Byte around various scenarios. On this page I get some technical information about how I write code and the fact that there's going to be parenthesis after each line of code, and I can straight away start coding. So the first thing I see is a split screen. On the right I can see my puzzle world, which I can zoom in on if I just pinch, and I can use a finger just to move it around and see it in 3D, and that's going to come in quite useful as we move through these exercises. On the left, it gives me my goal. I need to use Swift commands to tell Byte to move and collect a gem. And then there's some hints. I need to look for the gem in the puzzle world, enter the correct combination of commands, and then run my code. On the right is a hint button, and I can tap that if I'm finding things a little bit difficult and want a little bit of help in these puzzles. So to enter some code, I tap on the lower section of the left-hand side of the screen, and this little bar pops up at the bottom of my screen. And what I have here are some pre-done lines of code that I can use in order to give Byte my instructions. If I wanted to, I could actually type the code in. To do that, I just tap the up arrow and I get my keyboard, so I can choose whether I want to use the pre-done lines of code or whether I want to actually type it in myself. I'm going to use the pre-done lines of code, and looking at my puzzle on the right, I can see that Byte has to move forwards 3 steps. You can see those blocks are separated, and then collect the gem. So I'm just going to tap move forward, move forward, move forward, and then collect gem. And if I run my code, let's see if I'm successful. There it goes. 1, 2, 3, and jump to collect the gem. Fantastic. I've written my first lines of Swift code. Let's just do one more. I'm going to tap next page, and that's moved me on to a page called adding a new command. So I need to combine move and turn commands now to collect my gem. So let's just pinch in here and see what Byte needs to do. It needs to move forward 2 steps, turn left, move forward another 2 steps, and then collect the gem. So let's enter the code. So I'm going to move forwards once, twice, turn left, and then move forwards once, twice, and collect the gem. Let's run my code. Fantastic. So you can see how these challenges start to build up in complexity. You can see that your students are going to get a really good understanding of how textual coding works. And if I just tap at the top of the left-hand side of the screen, I can see just how many little challenges there are in this Learn to Code 1 playground. I've started on commands, but I can work through functions, loops, conditions, logic, and while loops, and then on to a last section there called algorithm. So there's an awful lot in this particular playground that's going to really establish your students with the Swift programming language.